this is Brendan Wilmington, and welcome to another Lumen Stock Car Invitational Series race, season number 5, race number 5, and we are on our first road course of the season, the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. We're going to have 3 more road course races later in the year, but this one is the first, the 3.41 mile road course. And we are still running the full layout, unlike the NASCAR Cup Series, but this is the third time that we've gone to this racetrack, and I've got Anthony McClure in the booth with me, who was here for one of those races 2 years ago. Nice to have you in the booth again, Anthony. So a couple years ago, when you were last here, it was nice and clear out, but here we've got some cloud cover on the track. It's going to be a little bit colder. How are you thinking that that will affect the race?
I think it'll affect the race a little bit. It'll make the tires a bit more grippier. Um, Perhaps maybe less tire wear as a result. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but yeah, it'll definitely make a make an effect on the racetrack, and these drivers have got to be aware of that.
Yeah, for sure. And this is the first race where the this year's owner points factored into the qualifying in terms of going home. And we will go over that once we get to the D&Qs. But as we are starting to enter as we're starting to leave the first part of the season, there are a few drivers that are low down in points that you really don't expect to be down there. Now Tim Berry and Tyler Landry have gotten a lot of attention for this. Also got Kevin DuPont down there struggling quite a bit, and Jacob Lopez. Some of those drivers are starting up front here. What do you think running into a road course like this? Do you think this is a good opportunity for some of those drivers to gain some points, or maybe this could end up being more of a setback for them?
Depending how well they're at they race at road courses, I would say if they're running up front or if they qualified very well, they'll have an advantage and be able to gain all those points. I imagine a lot of our usual front runners will fall back and struggle for most of the day because they're not used to turning right. So it'll be interesting to watch.
All right, let's go over your starting lineup. And we have a driver who almost won last week at Auto Club, Charlie McCarron, starting up front here at Coda. And it is a Honda front row lockout as Cooper Spur is starting on the front row. This is not his first front row start this year either. He's been very good at qualifying this year, just not good at finishing races. He's been getting caught up in a lot of stuff and just struggling in general, down in 35th in points behind several part time drivers. Row 2 is a Motor Racing Ventures lockout. Jacob Lopez, 32nd in points, desperately needing something. I mean, he's behind Paula Sasiqua, who only ran one race. Granted, she won that one race, but still, behind a driver that's only run one race, not very good for the Season 2 champion. Alongside him is Adrian Wheeler, who is known for being pretty good on the road courses. He has a win at Mosport, so it's not surprising to see him up here. Row number 3, we've got the 3 car of George Bryan and the 29 of JB Chanot. Row 4 is the 45 car of James Harvin and the 88 of Billy Smith, another one of our better road course racers. Then Tyler Landry, probably the best road course racer in the field, starting inside row 5 alongside the 27 of Holly Martin. Landry's 26th in points. This is a great opportunity for him to gain some spots. Same with Holly Martin, who is all the way down in 33rd in points. Wesley Shelton, who ran pretty good when he was in the Double Eagle racing car a couple of times last year. He has got a good qualifying run for that checkered flag racing number 9, and alongside him is the 19 of Jake Sidney. Then it's the 65. This is not Cameron Bellinger. Bellinger D&Q'd the last 3 races in a row and got benched as a result. They brought up Kasumi Takashi, who drives for HRC Vision Motorsports in the amateur series, and she actually put this car in the top 15 in qualifying. So evidently, at least in the qualifying for races aspect, they made the right choice here. We'll see what Kasumi will be able to do in that 65 car. And alongside her is the 99 of Akiya Tajima, both drivers from Japan. And then we've got the 16 of Corbin Taps alongside the 2 car of Kobe Hollenbeck. Then it's the 41 of Karina Willis Calloway and the 81 of Jack Gino, the 32 car of Kate Summers, and Lori Jackson in the 6, who has been known to run pretty good at this racetrack. She is way down in the points as well, so she's looking for a good run, starting about mid-pack today. Then it's the 58 car of Joanna Clark, the other Diamond Motorsports car, and the 15 car of Nathan Buchanan. Tim Berry, the defending champion, finished second here last year. Got a bit lucky to get that second place finish, but still got it regardless. And then we got the 20 of Peter Jensen alongside him, the road course ringer driving for Martin Swain race team. Then we got the 77 of JT Boyd and the 79 of Alnita Kim, who is your current points leader by 1 point over Corbin Taps. Got the 98 of Kevin DuPont and the 36 of Ashley Blake. Then it's the 70 of Damon Kirby alongside the 10 car of Simon Lawrenson. Vinny Scholes in the 62, last week's runner-up alongside the 39 of Laken Herndon. The 8 car of Darren Walker in the same row as the number 92, driven by Takamoto Aya, another road course ringer. And rounding out the field today is the 57 of Shauna Everett and the 18 of Zach Dearman. 3 cars missed the race. It was the 52 of Johnny Everhart, who actually led the most laps in this race here last year, ended up finishing in 8th, but he did not make the race here this week. 55 car of Michael Harvin failed to qualify, and also the 33, which was driven by Kaylee Maxwell, failed to qualify. Well, it's going to be a 19-lap race, but don't be fooled. It's going to be a 2-stopper. Those laps are going to be very long, as this is the longest track that we go to. And the strategy is going to be very interesting to watch. We'll see what these crew chiefs have cooked up for this one.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the field will roll off here at COTA. Make sure no mechanical failures on the start, and there aren't. Anthony, who do you think is going to win here at Circuit of the Americas?
I'm probably going to pick someone up front here. I'm going to say Jacob Lopez back in, is that 4th or 3rd?
Third.
3rd place. I believe he will go to victory lane today. He's in a great starting position right behind McCarran and Spur. So I imagine he'll end up in 1st place by the end of this.
He won this race last year, 32nd in points, needs something to jumpstart his season, and that win could definitely help him. But it will be a pair of Hondas, McCarran and Cooper Spur, who will lead them to the green, and we are underway here at COTA. And turn 1 is a huge bottleneck, so you got to watch out for that. Lopez slides sideways. We'll see if everybody else gets through. And they do. No incidents up at the top of turn 1. We've definitely seen incidents there in the past, so that is something to watch out for. But the S's are also very slippery, and you've got to watch out here as well. Not a lot of room, especially on the start of the race, but again, they're getting through it pretty clean. So good job for these guys getting through that first sequence of corners clean. That's not an easy thing to do. James Harvin went a little bit wide in that corner, trying to hold off Tyler Landry. But here we go to the second sharp corner. McCarran has cleared for the lead. She will keep the lead through that corner. That's one of the good passing zones here at Circuit of the Americas. And then this long back straightaway leading into the stadium section. This corner right here has caused a lot of problems here, with these cars having to get right onto the brakes. Sometimes they'll even spin each other out. They'll use the bumper and whatnot. The first few get through it clean, as McCarran, Cooper Spur, and the 40 of Adrian Wheeler are all on each other in the back half of the lap. Oh, more jostling around going on with James Harvin and Tyler Landry. Harvin tried to poke his way 3 wide, but it didn't quite work. Gonna check back in on the rest of the field to make sure everybody's still clean, and I think they are. Oh, maybe a bit of off-track excursions for the 70 and the 39, but no visible damage. And here they come to the end of the lap, and it looks like McCarran will be the one leading it. Top four still the same as before. Oh, we got one car heading into the pits here on lap number 1. Oh, JT Boyd. Lots of damage on the front end of the 77.
Yeah, I saw some front end damage, but I couldn't tell how bad the damage was. And
That's a
unfortunately,
tough
this is
break.
going to set him back.
Yeah, but this is the one race where we run moderate damage, so that will not end his race, but he will likely not be... Oh no, Joanna Clark and Jack Gino go off in the S's. And even with that extra grip on the racetrack, it's still very slippery through that part. They're going to
Very,
rejoin the
very
track,
slippery.
but not after they lost a lot of spots. Looking back up front, no changing here. Charlie McCarran has been in all 101 LSCI races, and she has not won a single one of them. But starting on pole at a road course is a very good opportunity to make that happen, but she's got Cooper Spur, whose last win was at this very racetrack 2 years ago. It looks like there was a bit of a spin in that corner, probably between the 70 and the 39, which we will get to at the end of the broadcast during the Carnage Cam. Oh, the other NH Motorsports car, Holly Martin, also has some damage on the front end of her car.
Not as severe as Boyd's damage, though.
Yeah, we'll see if she'll be able to continue or if she will be forced to pull into the pits like her teammate did. Looks like she's going to try and stay out. She's currently running in P10. Wesley Shelton in the 9 and Kasumi Takashi in the 65 are just outside the top 10 right now, having pretty good runs to start. Both had pretty good qualifying efforts and taking advantage of that. Bit of a slip there for the 24 Cooper Spur. Could give Adrian Wheeler an opportunity to get by him, but not close enough to make a move yet. We might not see that many moves here at the start of the race, but as we get more pit stops in, it will definitely shake things up a little bit more. These first few laps are going to be pretty just kind of focused on, you know, figuring out the racetrack, making sure that your car is set up right, and all that stuff. Spur tried to dive it into that corner, but was unable to get the traction on exit, and that's going to allow McCarran to pull away a bit down the straightaway.
I think Spur got a pretty good run there. Oh, but he sends it wide.
Yeah, he did send it wide a little bit, but he had a pretty good run through the stadium section here. Adrian Wheeler looked like he was going to get to his quarter panel, but he couldn't quite get there. George Bryan in P5 trying to find a way around Lopez, but once again, not enough momentum. We'll see. Checking in on the back, Joanna Clark may have come into the pits. JT Boyd is well behind. He's fixed the front end damage, but unfortunately he's made an extra pit stop, so he's going to be pretty off sequence for the rest of the race. Tim Berry is having another bad run back in 31st. It seems like we've seen him back here at some point or another in every single race this season. Damon Kirby's coming in. He's got a lot of right side damage. That championship hangover is really affecting him more than I think anyone expected. Charlie McCarran's got an 0.8 of a second lead, with Cooper Spur in second. Not much change here up at the front. Oh, the 65. Where's Takashi? Takashi lost quite a few spots. I think she's outside the top 20 now, and she's got the 62 Vinny Scholes all over her.
Wonder what happened.
Oh, sliding
Oh.
sideways.
That might have been what happened.
Oh yeah, that car must not be handling well. Oh, battle right here. Alnita Kim and Nathan Buchanan, along with Holly Martin, battling for spots. Just inside the top 20. Looks like Buchanan will have it for now. Oh, off track a little bit, James Harvin. And he rejoins. No huge incidents so far, just a couple of off-track excursions. Oh, and just as I say that, Tim Berry again. He is really having a tough time here today. Well, we should expect the first pit cycle to happen around lap 8 or 9 or so. That's when they usually first come in, but they'll have to make a second pit stop at some point as well. So we'll have to keep an eye. We're still a ways before we get to the pit sequence. But it is worth thinking about because that could really shake up the race once we get to that. Tyler Landry's moved up to 7th since the start. Wesley Shelton is now inside the top 10 after James Harvin's little slip up there. So once again, Wesley Shelton's proven to be pretty good on the road courses. Yeah, Barry and Clark are well behind the pack right now, 33rd and 34th, and since the road courses don't have any cautions, there's really not much of an opportunity for them to catch back up.
Yeah, they're just gonna have to suck it up for now. Try again next week.
Just try and grab as many spots as they can with others having issues. But you know who isn't having issues? Charlie McCarran. She has held the lead ever since the start of the race. Cooper Spur has tried to get past her on a couple of occasions, but has not been able to. Possibly waiting for that first pit cycle to have a better opportunity at her. Adrian Wheeler all over the back bumper of Cooper Spur here. But he goes a bit wide. And Spur will pull away a bit. Again, Cooper Spur, former winner at this racetrack. So he knows how to get it done here at COTA, but it has been a little bit. He's been struggling for quite a long time. This could be a great opportunity. Even if he doesn't win, even just a good finish will really help out this 24 team.
Yeah, it looks
George Bryan has dropped a few positions. Not sure what happened to him, but he's now been passed by Holly Martin.
Out of those drivers we were talking about that qualified so well that needed to gain points, it seems like Spur so far is the one taking advantage of that.
Cooper Spur, Adrian Wheeler, Jacob Lopez, all outside the top 20 in points. Tyler Landry as well. 4 of the top 6, 5 of the top 7. It looks like Holly Martin is staying out there despite the damage. They have not been having very good seasons. But the thing with Holly Martin is she's definitely had speed this season. But she just can't finish races no matter what she does. Hoping that that damage does not end up leading down the same path as the last few races. Especially with her teammate having already suffered issues. Looks like Takamoto Aya has also come in and pit. Maybe she also got into an incident, or maybe this is a strategy call to make her first pit stop. We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, if you saw the Pacific cars game the strategy really well last week at Auto Club, the only two drivers that didn't run out of fuel at the end were both Pacific Racing cars. But we'll see if that ends up working out. They are lining up behind Cooper Spur as if they want to pass him. Adrian Wheeler and Jacob Lopez, the Motor Racing Ventures teammates. But still, really not many passes being made up here, aside from the times when drivers overdrive the corner or go off track. Tyler Landry definitely wants to get past this 29 car, though. Adrian Wheeler's on the defense from Jacob Lopez, and Cooper Spur is coming into the pits on lap 6. And Holly Martin's going to follow him, so here we go. The first cycle starting a little bit early.
It's very early.
81 cars coming in. But we'll see where they end up placing after short pitting in comparison to the leader. So this will now put Wheeler into second, Lopez into third, and then Chanot and Landry in the top 5 as of right now. Corbin Taps running in 11th right now, trying to gain some points on Alnita Kim, doing a pretty good job right now as Kim appears to be struggling. Well, she's not too far behind him. She's in 17th. She's doing a solid job right now. Oh, is that Walker with? No, Walker doesn't have damage. It looked like he had some on the front end. Spur is back out on the racetrack. Hit a 9.3 second pit stop. Holly Martin's got that front end damage fixed, so she should be good to go for the rest of the race. And soon enough, oh, a bit of a stack up there. Looks like Harvin's going to make the pass on a Kia Tajima, but might have bent up the nose doing it.
Oh.
But Martin's damage seemed like it didn't hold her up very much, so might be okay for James Harvin here. Again, benefits of moderate damage for this race. Doesn't quite affect you as much as it would otherwise. Landry has gotten past JB Chanot. That was for P4. He's passed her on the racetrack here, and Chanot has decided she's coming in. And it looks like McCarran is also in, so we're going to get our first lead change of the race as Adrian Wheeler will lead the end of lap number 7. Lots of cars coming in. This is where the race really gets interesting once we get all these different strategies in play. We've got Tajima in there. George Bryan is in. Billy Smith is in. Jake Sidney. Tim Berry. Bit of collision in the pit lane, but that's pretty normal. Shouldn't affect them. Here they come, leaving the pits. And Charlie McCarran and JB Chanot have both leapfrogged Cooper Spur in the pits. So that really didn't work out for the 24 car. He was already behind. Yeah, he was already behind the 85, but the 29's gotten past him a lot more. That was actually a great stop for JB Chanot, as she was pretty far back of McCarran. So good job by the 29 crew. Oh, she's sending it into this corner.
Oh, boy.
That was a fantastic corner for Chanot. McCarran's going to gain a little bit of time on the straightaway, but she could set up pretty well for this next hairpin.
Yeah, she looks like she's going to get a good run here on the straightaway.
Oh, she's going to
She's-
try it.
Oh,
She's
here she
underneath.
comes.
Here we go. This could be for the race lead. Charlie McCarran, though, goes wide and uses that momentum to try and get past. But Chanot
Oh,
is rolling the outside.
Not gonna work.
She's got it.
Got it.
McCarran's been passed by JB Chanot. Excellently done by the 29. But we'll see where she cycles out compared to Wheeler and Lopez, who should be coming in this lap along with everybody else.
Wow, a lot of cars coming in.
Yeah, that's the remainder of the field. We got to watch out for Wheeler, Lopez, and Landry. They were the first three in this group to come in and pit. We've also got Harvin and Shelton, as well as Corbin Taps.
Oh,
Slight contact, but once again, inconsequential here. Here comes Chanot down the front straightaway. And she's opened up quite a bit of a gap on the 85, and she'll come out ahead of the 50 and the 40 as well. Bad pit stop for Wheeler as he lost positions to Lopez and Landry, as well as some others who were not on the same cycle as him. Oh, Landry and Spur with a close moment in turn one. Landry was rejoining the track and used all of turn one trying to get past Cooper Spur.
wow, still fighting with him.
Yeah, Spur is going to get that spot. Lopez cycles out to P2. So JB Chanot is the new leader, with Lopez, last year's winner, in second. McCarran, who led that opening stint, is now in third, with Spur and Landry fourth and fifth. Corbin Taps has made his way up to 11th, and Alnita Kim is way back.
Where is she?
Way back.
Oh, yikes.
At least 24th, possibly even lower. She's back here with Kate Summers, who's also not having a very good day here today. Really the first time that we haven't seen Kate Summers up front in a race. The workhorses have never really been her strong suit, so I guess it makes sense. Tim Berry is still back in 32nd, just having a miserable time. Kasumi Takashi in her first cup race is back there with him. Oh, side by side, the 32 and 57 almost made contact. They might have made contact, actually. They're in a pretty fierce battle right now. And Everett will take the spot from Summers. Corbin Taps and Adrian Wheeler. Wheeler lost a lot of spots, even on his cooldown lap, but Wheeler trying to power around the outside. A bit of a slip by Taps there. Wheeler will have the grip on the exit, and he'll hold him off. Back up in front, JB Chanot is riding a long winless drought. Her only other win was the Season 2 Lumen 500, all the way back in 2023, so it's been almost 3 years.
3 years.
For the driver, the number 29. She's looking to try and snap it here at COTA, but she's got the winningest driver in LSCI history in her mirror, and the defending winner of this race. So she's got some stiff competition, but she's got a 1.2 second lead for now, as Lopez tries to track her down. Landry still trying to scrape up some spots. Holly Martin, despite the damage that she got earlier, they were able to repair it very well. She's still up in the top 10, so again, good run for this 27 car. Akia Tajima has broken into the top 10 for, I believe, the first time today. At least the first time on cycle.
I haven't seen him
Maybe
get all day.
He's been just outside the top 10, but I'm not sure if he's really been... We haven't really mentioned him that much, but I don't think he's really been inside the top 10, so...
Yeah.
He's gained a few spots. Here's a battle right here. Kevin DuPont and James Harvin. Harvin's gonna run him off the track.
Oh.
Bit of track limits there. DuPont currently in 14th, was trying to pass Harvin for 13th, but was unable to get by. And now Harvin's on the prowl here, trying to get past Jake Sidney. Two of last year's Rookie of the Year contenders. But Sidney's going to hold him off through the stadium section.
He's been really aggressive today with his driving.
Yeah, he bent up the front end earlier, but they were able to fix it in the pits, and he might have another bent up front end by the time we get to the pit cycle. Kobe Hollenbeck had a pretty lackluster starting spot, but he is one of our better road course racers, so not too surprising to find him up in 15th. He had a very rough couple of weeks in which he crashed out 2 weeks in a row, but before then, he had 2 straight top 10s to start the year. So Hollenbeck's been pretty all over the place this year, but a track that's more in his wheelhouse, and he's been taking advantage of that. Running 15th right now, pretty solid. And Wesley Shelton's definitely running the best that he has all year, as he was up in the top 10 for a bit, back in 16th, but still a good run for the Checkered Flag Racing Ford. Lopez is closing in. Don't know if he's close enough to try and move into this hairpin, but
Gets a good enough run, he might.
he's got to try and outbrake her. No, he wasn't really close enough, but he can gain quite a bit of time here. You can see, even with the extra grip and the clouds and the cool weather, they still slide around that corner. We should be seeing some more pit stops here shortly. We've got 8 laps to go next time by. I like to see a lot of cars pit coming around lap 13 or 14, so we've still got a couple laps till then. This 50 car is bearing down on JB Chanot.
He is gaining.
That second half of the lap was very good for the 50, and he got a good exit off the final corner too. You can stick with her going into turn 1. This could be a pass for the lead. Tajima's in the pits in the background, so he's going to kick off the second cycle on lap 12. But focusing on this lead battle, we've seen 1 pass for the lead on the track so far. Lopez is trying to make it 2. Chanot was the one that did it over Charlie McCarron. So the 50 tries to hunt her down. And that's the better tires coming into play. He pitted later in the cycle than Chanot.
You're right. Yeah, the long-run strategy for Lopez. He's got the better tires right now.
We'll see if he can get past her before this cycle. Tajima was the only one to pit on lap number 12. He's trying an extreme undercut here.
Well,
And we'll see if it works out for him, trying to get some more track position.
yeah, Chanot looks like she's playing some great defense right now to keep the lead. But we'll see if she can keep it here coming into the hairpin.
Oh, Lopez drives up to the back bumper, the 29. Oh, and
my
he goes
God.
off!
Hey!
He overcooked it.
Oh no!
He just put too much sauce on it going into that corner. And we've seen that happen before several times. You got to be very careful. That's a very tricky corner to make. And it bit Lopez right there. And he's dropped back several positions. McCarron is now in P2. And I got to imagine maybe Lopez might have to abandon that strategy because he definitely wore out the tires by skidding them through the corner. And Chanot's coming in now. Lap number 12, in fact. Most of the leaders are. Landry is not, though. And not Lopez, who just slid in the corner, so...
He's really trying the long-run strategy.
I mean, it did get him this far. But I don't know how effective it'll be now that he's kind of worn out his tires a little bit more. He's still trying to get past the 27. I'm liking what Tyler Landry is doing, but the thing is there enough laps for him to really take advantage of that tire advantage by the end of the race? Wheeler's still out there, Taps is still out there, mostly Chevrolet's trying this strategy. You've got your occasional Martin and DuPont mixed in there, but it's an interesting trend right there. Chanot got out with a big lead over McCarran and Spur in the pit lane. So again, this 29 crew has been on point today. But we will see what these other drivers end up doing as Landry currently has the lead. A win for him would really help in the point standings. Really for anybody inside the current top 4. And even 5th place Corbin Taps is second in points. That could really help him open up a points gap over the 79 car.
Yeah, it really could.
Those two have really kind of opened up a gap over everybody else in the points. So they've been establishing themselves as two of the faster cars this year. So if Taps could separate himself further from Kim, that would be big for him.
Both of them are the championship early favorites, for sure.
Yeah, Taps won the first 2 races in a row. Oh, we got a bit of a stack up there.
Oh.
George Bryan went way wide. Might have gotten run into the back by his teammate, Billy Smith. But I don't see too much damage there, so maybe they're fine. And Bryan just saw what was happening and got himself out of there. But now Billy Smith is getting underneath Cooper Spur, and at the same time, Akiya Tajima getting past the 3 of George Bryan, also trying to get past Cooper Spur. Lots of fighting going on back here for what is preliminarily second place. But here comes the last batch of cars to pit.
Oh.
Summers and Jackson got into it a bit here. I saw Landry leave the pits. There he goes.
And I think Chanot will hang on to the lead.
Chanot is well ahead of him.
Big margin.
Landry will still cycle out into P2. Martin and McCarran are going to fight for third here. Look at this bottleneck right here. Lots of cars under a blanket here from third on back. And McCarran will, looks like, get past this 27 car if she can stick it through the S's here. And she will.
Good.
Lots of drivers back here fighting for position. Adrian Wheeler and Wesley Shelton still have not pitted.
I didn't even realize that.
So they're trying the Ultra overcut. We'll see how that works out for them.
They got a huge lead. It might work out for them.
Maybe trying to take less gas here on the last pit cycle to try and get himself some more positions. That'll really help out Adrian Wheeler if he can hold on to it. Chanot's got a pretty considerable margin over Tyler Landry, but Landry does have the fresher tires. Oh, there goes Tajima.
Oh no. Same spot.
And he did. Oh, watch out. Taps is getting turned 2 hard into the wall.
Oh my goodness.
Thank goodness for moderate damage. He's only going to lose a few spots out of that, but if he has to come back and pit again, that's going to be devastating for that 16 car and his chances of trying to climb up the points order. Lots of chaos in that complex of corners. That's the toughest part of the track, especially when you're going in with a bunch of cars around you. Let's see what that gap is between the 29 and the 66 here. It's about 2 seconds. No, 4 seconds between the 29 and 66. but the 40 and the 9 have still not pitted yet. Now, if you
I
remember
don't think
last
they can make
year,
it.
there was a bit of a crashing issue, a game crash issue around this point of the race, but it has been fixed by now. It was caused by the new cam files I got just before that one. So we shouldn't have that problem here. Maybe these two didn't get the memo and they're waiting for the game crash, but Chanel has a 4-second lead. That seems like too much for Landry to be able to come back from. So I think the main car that we're going to be watching here that could challenge this 29 is the 40 of Wheeler by trying this alternate strategy. But Chanel all alone going down that part of the track. Landry pretty isolated himself, about 3 seconds back to the next car. And then we got Billy Smith, Tajima, Jake Sidney, George Bryan, Jacob Lopez, all around the top 10. Oh, gotta watch out with this line going into the corner. It gets very dicey. 98 and 45, side by side again. They've been battling for a good chunk of this race. Not a great corner from DuPont, though. James Harvin going to try and charge to the inside. And this is very interesting that these two have been battling because they had a pit road incident last week at Auto Club where DuPont really just kind of wrecked him going into the pits under caution. So these two have history. Maybe if things get a little bit crazy, Harvin will do something like that and just cut him off. Oh, DuPont's not going to like that.
Definitely beef going on there.
Oh yeah, we've gotta keep an eye on those two. That could end in an instant. The 9 has come in, and the 40 has left the pits, and he will cycle out in P3. So it's looking good here for JB Chanot, who has a 3.6 second gap on the 66. But this strategy really worked out for Wesley Shelton. He gained a lot of spots by doing this. Remember last time we checked in on him, he was around 16th or so, and now he's in the top 10.
It also worked out for Wheeler as well, I want to say.
He did. He lost some spots to the 50 and the 66 under the previous pit cycle. Yeah. But now he's jumped the 50 again. Battle here between Lopez and Bryan, and it appears Lopez is going to win that battle. Lots of stuff happening here. Oh, Cooper Spur thought about taking it 3 wide. Oh, DuPont into the back of James Harvin and sends him wide. Goodness. Is Harvin going to retaliate? He's probably getting sick of that 98 by now. First he spins him in the pits at Auto Club, and now he gets into the back of him.
He's got to retaliate. He's just getting bullied by DuPont.
Oh, he tried it. He tried it.
He almost tried it.
He's trying to run him off the track. But DuPont is still there. Goodness. Here we go again. You can just tell by the way they're racing each other. They do not like each other. They're fed up.
I haven't seen beef in LCI like this. I don't think ever, to be honest.
Well, the closest I could think of was Season 2 Gateway when Jacob Lopez, sideswiped there by Tajima. And DuPont is dropping a lot of spots. I was going to say Season 2 Gateway when Lopez bumped Ashley Blake out of the way for the win. It's about the only other time I can think of. Oh, also the Season 3 All-Star race, which also involved DuPont, with Simon Lawrenson. But here we go, 3 laps to go. 3.3 seconds back to Tyler Landry for JB Chanot, and she, as long as she can bring this car around for these last 3 laps, she's looking like she's going to end a very long winless streak. And get Toyota their 3rd straight win here in LSCI. Battle for 6th. Holly Martin, Wesley Shelton, both looking for their first top 10s of the season. Jake Sidney, good points day for him in the 19 car. Jacob Lopez, he's back in 9th. He was running a lot better earlier in the race, but this is still a solid run for him. If he can finish it out, get him a top 10, get him a little bit higher up the points. And I think we still got to keep an eye out on the 98 and the 45. There's a car between them now, but who knows? Who knows? Things could definitely go down.
Yeah, something could happen if DuPont gets around Tajima.
Oh, Lopez. Oh, Shelton is around.
Shelton!
I was pointing out that Lopez was into the back of the 19 of Sydney there, but it ended up being the 9 who ended up spinning himself out of the top 10. Oh, and now he's around again.
And he spins again.
This time he collects Karina Willis-Callaway. Well, that's a shame. He was having a good run going until that happened. It just all fell apart. Now he's back with his teammate Lawrenson. Still just outside the top 20. Still a solid run, but man, it could have been a lot more. 2 laps to go. Tyler Landry gained 0.8 of a second that last lap. But I don't know if there's enough time for the 66 to catch up.
Really needs to gain more than that, and he's got about a lap to go-ish.
He's got 2 laps to go to gain 2.5 seconds over the 29, and I don't know. I think he's too far back. If he was a bit closer, I would say maybe he's got a chance, but that was pretty good. It was some pretty good S's, though, for the 66. He is definitely faster. He's definitely faster, but it's just a matter of if he's got enough time.
Yeah, at this point in the race, you're fighting, you're not fighting the leader, you're fighting time itself. If you can catch up to Cheneau in time to be able to get the lead.
This would be an incredible rally if he was able to do it.
Yeah.
But we will see. Cheneau's still pretty far out there. He's going to have to gain a lot of time on her. She's just kind of cruising right now. So all she needs to do is not make any more mistakes. And she'll have a really good shot at this. Oh, into the back. Jake Sidney. Lopez got him in the back last time around, and Sidney got him back. So maybe even a little bit more beef going on between the 19 and the 50. I'd say that's fair. I'd say that's fair. I think that's fair. You get run into last lap, you do it to him back. Oh boy. Landry is closing in, but once again, does he have enough time to catch up to JB Cheneau? He's gained a considerable amount of time this lap, but they're going to get the white flag this time by. 1 lap to go for JB Cheneau if she can hold him off. 0.9 of a second, that's not enough.
Wow.
He needs to double that this lap.
Yeah, he needs a spectacular lap.
But if anyone can do it, it will be Landry. He's the best road course racer in the league. But it is a big ask for him to catch up to this 29 car. He's doing a pretty solid job, though. We'll see. I think these two hairpins that are coming up are going to be very key on whether Landry's got a chance at this.
Yeah, we'll see here after he gets up the hill.
Cheneau's going to ease it into the hairpin. Landry's going to fire it in hard. Good job by Cheneau. Yeah, good job by Cheneau not to give up too much time in that corner while also not risking overdoing it. Now she's going to have to do it again. Landry closing in. But again, a good corner by Chanot. I don't know. Maybe if there was one more lap, he'd have a chance, but
Yeah, I think he might. It might be too little, too late.
yeah, I think Chanot is going to be home free here. Coming through the last complex of corners, through the stadium section, JB Chanot. One win to her name, and it was 3 years ago in the 2023 Lumen 500. Been a long time coming for this 29 team, but coming through the final corner for the last time, JB Chanot is going to break the streak and finally get her second career win. Chanot is a winner here at COTA. And at the end, it was 1.4 seconds between her and Landry, so that was a great final lap for the 29. And like you mentioned, Anthony, great drive for JB Chanot. Wheeler will finish third, McCarron fourth, and Billy Smith will round out the top 5. Oh boy, he's right behind him.
Yeah, he was right behind him. I was going to mention that earlier. Oh boy.
We're gonna have some interesting. We're gonna have some interesting quotes after the race between those two. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. DuPont's like a shark in a shark right now. He's like, dan it, dan it, dan it, dan it, dan it.
Corbin Taps ended up having to pit. He's gonna finish last today. So safe to say, the point situation is definitely going to be very different heading out of this race because Alnita Kim ended up finishing 27th. So that gap between the top 2 and everyone else is going to close up considerably. Well, that was an interesting race here at COTA. It was pretty typical of this racetrack. Nothing too crazy happening, but a lot of interesting strategy to watch. Lots of comers and goers, a few different leaders. Anthony, what did you think?
Yeah, I think the same thing. A lot of strategy played into this race. A lot of comers and goers, a lot of aggressive driving and mistakes. I mean, that hairpin coming down the long straightaway took a lot of victims. And yeah, it was a very entertaining race. Everybody who watched this race, I'm sure, will have agreed with me. And yeah, congrats to JB Chanot on the huge win here at COTA.
Yeah, it's always good to end a long winless streak. That's exactly what JB Chanot has done here today. 3 wins in a row for Toyota, 2 of 3 for Columbia Motorsports. We are going to show you the crash cam here at the end of the race. Not too many big ones, just a couple of smaller incidents, but we'll show you everything that happened, and then we'll get you the last bit of your post-race. The first incident of the day happened in this corner right here. Joanna Clark clips Damon Kirby on exit. Kirby ends up getting spun around, and JT Boyd swerves into the side of the 79 and ends up getting into the 70. And also back here, the 39 of Lake and Herndon got spun out by Takamoto Aya trying to avoid the accident, but big collision there between the 70 and the 77, and that is really going to hamper both of their days from the get-go. Not what you want to see, a crash on the first lap of the race, but it's pretty common here at COTA. I'm more surprised that it didn't happen in turn 1 than it happening here. But yeah, definitely put them both behind the 8 ball early.
So Gino just gets into the back of Clark, sends her around, and then he's trying to save it, and then he can't save it, so he slides off too, and both of them gonna lose a ton of positions after the bump there by Gino, trying to get around Clark, and I'm sure Clark is not gonna appreciate what Gino did there.
This incident ending up involving Corbin Taps here started when Akiya Tajima tried to go through the hairpin, and just like many others did in this race, took it a little too hard and ended up going off track. And then Taps and Hollenbeck come through the scene as Tajima tries to rejoin the track. And very similar to what happened to Damon Kirby on the first lap, except this time he kind of cut across Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck sends him into the wall, and that's a lot of damage to the 16 of Corbin Taps, and that ended up causing him to finish last here today. So bad news for the second place driver in points. Not a very good results here today, but it's a good thing that he's got that points cushion to kind of protect him there and keep him pretty high up in points after that.
So here comes Wesley Shelton. Just kind of loses it heading into the corner. And then tries to re-emerge onto the racetrack. And Arena kind of just gets behind him. Side by side heading into the next corner. I think, oh, he just loses it again, and Karina Willis-Callaway, nowhere for her to go. It's just very unfortunate for Wesley, who was running inside the top 10, had a great run going, and that will be all for naught as he will finish way down.
And you just saw all of the incidents here from the race at COTA, at least all the ones that we were able to find. And one last congratulations to JB Chanot and Columbia Motorsports on the win. Definitely a big deal for her. And Columbia Motorsports have already equaled their win total from last year. They only won 2 races last year, but they've gotten 2 of the first 5 and 2 of the last 3 here. Next week is going to be the Phoenix Raceway. Anthony, what are your thoughts on that race? What are you expecting there?
Oh, Phoenix, short track out in the hot desert of Phoenix, Arizona. I imagine, I hope it'll be sunny out there, so the track will be slick. I'm sure it'll be an exciting short track race. Maybe not quite beating and banging like other short tracks, but it'll be a interesting race to watch.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that race as well. Oh, we had some incredible battles here at that racetrack a couple of years ago, especially between Lulu Connie and Rebecca Raymond in our first race at Phoenix. But that's going to be a fun one to watch as well. But congratulations to JB Chanot and Columbia Motorsports on the win. And on behalf of Anthony McClure, this is Brendan Wilmington from the Left Turn Network signing off. Here are your point standings after race 5 of 28, 5 of 30 rather, which will be on your screen right now.